K Classic, K Classic, K Classic.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. As you can see the title, we will be making some plantain and oats porridge today. Yes. Alright, so here we have the dry ingredients all measured out and set aside. Alright, so you'll need 2 big green plantains depending on the amount of porridge you want to make. I'll be making it into a big pot, so I'm gonna need 2. 1 cup of oats, 1 teaspoon nutmeg, 1 teaspoon cinnamon powder, and 1 teaspoon salt. Then we have our cinnamon leaf. Here we have some almonds. This is optional if you want to use almonds or peanut or just leave it out. I did it so just to give it an extra boost. Here we have almond flavoring. This is optional as well, but I wanted to give it some extra flavor. Can't leave out your vanilla flavoring. No. I have cow milk, and in this container I have condensed milk, and I am gonna add some almond flavor drink mix. Yes guys, I want to make my porridge nice and rich and full of flavor. And I got my gloves here, can't stain up my fingers with the plantain. So yes guys, you can use it or use cooking oil to remove the stain. So this is the pot I'll be using today. Alright, and if you guys will be using a smaller pot, you do 1 green plantain. So I'm gonna fill this up with water. Alright, and I'm gonna add the cinnamon leaf for it to boil. Okay, so I'm gonna take my cutting board to start cutting up the plantains. So I'm gonna put on my gloves first. This is how I peel my plantain, guys. I cut off both ends, and then I'll take the tip of the knife, just the tip, and I just slit it a little bit. Yes, just the tip, and I slit it a little bit. Then I take my thumb and I use it to separate the skin off the plantain. So just demonstrating again, just the tip, and slit it a little bit. You don't want to go too deep inside. It's just the tip of the knife and slit it. Alright, so I'm gonna need a smooth blend. So I'll be cutting my plantains up, not too small but small enough. So I'm gonna cut it in halves, and then I'm gonna cut it up and dice it up basically. Alright, so I'm gonna use 2 of this cup of water. So it's equivalent to 2.5 cups of water if you have a measuring cup. And then I'm gonna pour in my almond. Then my oats. And I'll be using half a pack of this drinks mix. So this fruit drink mix will be half of it. Alright, and then I'm gonna pour in my spices. The reason why I add it in the blender from now is because I don't want it to be lumpy when I put it in the pot to cook. Yeah, I want it to be all dissolved out and blended and mixed all up in that mixture right there. So here we're gonna blend everything together now. I start off with high first and then I do the smoothie button. Yeah, so you want everything to come out smooth. You want to get a smooth blend. Alright, look at all that niceness. That's the texture that you want to get after blending, nice and thick. Alright, so when the water starts boiling now, you can remove your cinnamon leaves from the water now, but I leave mine in. I'm going to take a whisk. So when I pour the mixture in, I'm going to whisk it for few minutes just to get everything blended and to prevent the porridge from becoming lumpy. So you have to mix it for a few minutes just to get it all blended out. Now remember now guys, if you want your porridge to be nice and smooth, this is the way to go. So you're gonna take your whisk and whisk it for a few minutes so your porridge won't be lumpy. For this plantain porridge recipe guys, you're gonna need some good old elbow grease or wrist grease. You see how thick that is? It takes a lot of work, a lot of wrist work. So you gotta get that elbow grease in it. Alright, so the rest of the mixture that's remaining in the blender, what you're gonna do, you're gonna just pour a little bit of milk in it and a half a cup of water. And you're gonna mix it and pour it into the pot. And then you're gonna stir again. Yes guys, you see that wrist movement? Yes. Get some elbow grease into this thing. Right, and even if you don't have a whisk, you can use a spoon to mix your porridge. Alright, so make sure you put your timer on. You're gonna cover your pot and leave it to cook for like 10 to 15 minutes on low heat. Alright, after the 10 to 15 minutes, you're gonna come back and you're gonna check on your porridge. Alright, and this is how it's gonna be looking. Just give it a nice little stir. You see how smooth it is and how rich and thick. Alright, and here you can start removing your leaves if you didn't at the beginning. I will be removing mine. Alright, and here you're gonna pour your salt into the pot and you're gonna stir. Alright, so if the porridge is too thick for you, what you can do is add 1 cup of milk and you mix that in, and that will get it a little bit thinner. But if you like your porridge thick, honey, you can let it stay. Okay, after that, now you guys, you're gonna cover your pot again for 10 more minutes just to cook down, and you're almost through with making your nice pot of porridge. So this is how it looks. This step now, all you do is sweeten your porridge and you're done. Look at that, nice, thick and delicious. Guys, please try this recipe and tell me how you like it. Comment down below and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.
K Classic.